Okay, today we're going to learn about priority queue. Priority queue is similar to the queue class, uh, but when we enqueue or add or insert the data inside a queue, we have prioritize. We have a way of prioritizing the data, right? So we will use numbers in this case. So that will be our key to prioritize the data. And if you look at it, we have an array within an array. So that's basically saying like, hey, within an array, we have a value and a key. So that's how we're going to organize the data. And numbers is the most simplest one, so that's why we are using it. So similar to the queue, we will use enqueue, dequeue, size, isEmpty, front. Yeah, those are the methods that we're supposed to be implementing here in the uh, priorityQueue class. Okay, so we're gonna implement the easiest one, which is dequeue. So let's go here and let's say, oops, D. Why am I typing E? Okay, so Q and then function. So just like we did earlier in the Q class, but in this case a little bit more different. So that will be this dot collections dot so shift, and we will return a value, but it will be the first index of it because that's what we're dequeuing, right? And right here we will implement size. So we want to know the size of the queue. Size of the queue is similar to what we did earlier. Yep. And right here we want to know the front, right? And that will be something similar to what we did earlier as well. So so 0 and 0, because if you look at the array on the list, human is the first column, so 0 row 0 column, left to right, right? So that will be the first data that have to go out, right? Delete or remove. That's what we're saying. So that's for the front and the queue class. I meant, yeah. So and then it's empty, right? So that's the one that we still have to implement. It's empty. Yep. And we will return this dot size. That's the function. So it will return Boolean value of if the size is empty or not. Okay. And now we're gonna go up here and implement. Let's try to run it first. So Control Enter, and if you look at it, a lot of them are correct, but enqueue we haven't implemented yet. So let's try to implement that. So enqueue, right? So this dot enqueue, right? Yeah, okay. And functions, and we will have input element. Okay, and here we have conditions to check if the data is empty. Right? If it's empty, we will just push the data inside the collections. So it's empty. Yes. All right. If it's true, then this this.collection.push, and that will be element. Yeah, that's correct. Now, else, if it's not empty, right? Before we go to traversing inside the list, we will say, hey, we're edit. This is for the flag. False, and right here, if none of the conditions are true inside the else, then and it's still we haven't added the data yet, so that's what we're saying, then we will add the data. At the back, right? So between this, we will go through all the data inside the array. So for index, and index will be less than the size, right? And index will be increment, and inside the for loop, we will have another conditions or finding the right position for that element. So if element and that is priority number, so that will be 1. Yeah, and less than this dot collection that will be I and 1. Okay, then if we found one, we'll say a set it to true. We added the item, and we want to escape it from this for loop. That will be this dot size. So we're saying, hey, we're done from this for loop. We found and we added the data. So how are we going to add it? Well, that will be something like this. We will try to push splice this dot. So that splice is basically a built-in, right? So it's gonna take apart, put the element in the right positions. So index, it's not I, will be index right here. Okay, and then 0 because we want to add only one element. Okay, not multiple elements. Okay, so and then we will add element. There you go. So let's try this code and see if it's work or not. All right, Control Enter, and there you go, it worked. And that's it for priority queue.